Part 1. Clever use of terrain to defeat many pirates and collect treasure maps. Hey, g'day! We begin our farm in the Lost Rigger Cove, located in eastern Tanaris and home to many a pirate and a rather special plank of wood. I'm hiding behind this fence here to give me a nice safe spot to cast Eyes of the Beast from. So let's do that now. I'm going to use my pet to pull as many pirates as I can, and ideally without getting it dazed. It can be a little bit finicky. Mobs don't always aggro directly onto the pet nicely, but dragging the mobs I do have through others will generally get them. Once I have a nice pull, I want to be far enough away for my pet to despawn, but not so far that the mobs won't aggro onto me afterwards. About here should do. Once my pet's despawned, I quickly run to this plank just to the side of the boat. I'm going to jump up on it, and now I have a few things to do. First priority is to handle the mobs I already have. I'll lay my traps right here to slow the mobs. Between Frost Trap and me jumping on and off the plank, no melee mobs really hit me at all. Then, a few of the mobs that I wanted didn't quite aggro. But my pet was actually still alive, so what I'll do is I'll just re-summon it. I'm going to send it off to grab those two. If it dies to them, it's fine. In fact, it's actually better even, because I'm going to be using the Lone Wolf rune for this for 30% extra damage. Then I'm going to need to use my target macro to find the South Sea Freebooter. Freebooters, they have a ranged attack. Now there's not many of them around, but it's pretty common that you will get one on this pull at least. What you want to do is just focus it down while kiting the others. Shouldn't really pose all that much of a threat if there's just one. If you happen to grab two, you're probably going to need health pot unless your gear is very good. Then, once the freebooter is dead, I'm just going to kite the mobs back and forth by jumping on and off the log, killing them with explosive trap and explosive shot. Then we loot them, and that's the first pull. I'll revive and heal up the old pet, and now let's do the second pull. For this one, you'll want to be on the log rather than at the back of the fence. For this reason, we're always going to do this one after the close mobs pull, so that we don't have to worry too much about respawn. We're going to be doing a third pull afterwards, and that one will likely run into respawns, but that one isn't so sensitive to them. Okay, I Eyes of the Beast and set off to the docks. This pull is the main reason I'm using a Wind Serpent for this. It can be just a little bit tough to get everything without your pet getting dazed, so I like having the range attack just to make it a bit easier to pull the back guys. Then, once they're pulled, we're going to want to start getting our pet back kind of close to us as soon as possible. There's a maximum range for when they're going to aggro onto you, and we're going to be cutting it just a little bit tight. Now, I'm still in combat, so that's a good sign. They're on their way. And I fell down, but that's cool. I'll just jump back up. The jump is pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but I'll just practice a little bit before you make a pull. What you want to do is you just jump and then tap forwards while in the air to make a little hop. You'll land halfway up, then you jump and tap forwards again to get on top. Also, it helps to do this at just a very slight angle rather than doing it facing straight on. I did a little check with my target macro, and I don't have any freebooters, so the pull is going to be nice and super easy. I'm just going to do my kite, and I'm going to blow up the mobs nice and easy. Now that they're all dead and looted, time for the third pull. For this one, we're back to the fence we hid behind for the first pull, since there's a good chance that the first lot are going to start respawning while we're going to be doing this third pull. I do my Eyes of the Beast, I'm going to run up to the top of the boat. Now, In this one, I do get dazed. This is actually going to happen quite a bunch. If you can, you try and face them a little bit while you're dazed so that you don't get chain dazed, but it's not really too big a deal for this pull. I'm going to lightning breath the far dock workers, and then I'm going to let my pet die. I'll run to my kite spot, and you'll see one of the mobs from the first pull is back up already. These 3 pulls, they tend to nicely chain together, so you should end up killing basically the entire cove about as fast as it will respawn. And again, I've got no freebooter here, so I just jump up and down off the plank, killing the mobs with explodey shot and traps. You can also fire off multi-shots and auto-shots, because this kite is pretty generous in how much time you have between needing to jump each time. And now that I've finished off the pull, you'll see everything from the first pull is respawned. I can now repeat these 3 pulls ad infinitum. Now I'm going to be getting a lot of loot for this, but the main thing I'm most interested in are these treasure map fragments. I put them together into treasure maps, which by the way, they're not unique, so I can collect as many as I want. Once I have a suitably large number of them, I can go cash them in for some sweet treasure. Part 2. Finding the treasure. Spoilers, the treasure is here. So we're going to head down to southern Tanaris. This place is full of turtles, and unlike most turtles in the game, they are hostile. So if any are in your way, just go ahead and kill them. They're level 50, but they're really easy to kill by just running away with Cheetah and killing them with Chimera Shot. Then I'm going to go ahead and dismiss my pet. I'm going to lay some traps, and I'm going to click on this pirate flag here. A chest will spawn, but so will 5 pirates. Now the easiest way to deal with them is to face pull them. They are level 45, so there's a decent range on the aggro. And then I'm going to just run away with Cheetah. I'm going to focus one down with Chimera Shot. Frost traps will help keep them away and allow me to get a little bit more damage in. And since they were face pulled at the same time, they are on separate leashes. What that means is that if I just focus one of them down and I run far enough away, the others, they're just going to give up and go back home. I find this happens about the time that I'm killing the first one that I'm targeting, which is nice and convenient. I can loot it for the key to the treasure chest, and then what I'm going to do is resummon my pet. We're going to use a method that I call the pet distract. First, we're going to set the pet to stay and make sure it's a decent way away. Then I'm going to tell the pet to attack one of the pirates. You can use a frost trap here too, but that is entirely optional. Once your pet has aggro, I'm going to use pet passive. What that's going to do is it's going to make my pet go back to the old stay location. I can now just run up and loot the chest. When my pet got far enough away, it despawned. The mobs are going on me now, so I'll just reset them. I'm going to lead them onto a frost trap, switch off Cheetah, just for safety, and then get far enough away and turn on Cheetah again. And just run away until they leash back. Sometimes you can also feign death if you're far enough away. However, if you're close to them when you feign death, because they're so much higher level, they're going to resist feign death almost all of the time, and it's very easy just to kite them away. Now, the cool thing about this is that the chest hasn't actually despawned. I can now just use another one of my maps, start the quest again, and each pirate is going to drop the key to open the chest. From one lot of 5 pirates, you can actually get through a bunch of maps, up to potentially 5 depending on how fast you are. There's also no cooldown on the flag, so when you're done with one lot of pirates, you can just click again to spawn the next lot, as many times as you have the completed treasure maps. And since this place is so far away from anything, I'd recommend bringing a lot of maps when you do this. I brought 8 this time, but you could easily bring 10 or 20. It will just make it much more efficient for the running here time. Now there's 2 things to know. Firstly, if you do die, it's no problem, except that the run back is kind of annoyingly long. When you return, the chest and the pirates will have despawned, but don't abandon the quest. You didn't actually fail it, and you can just click on the flag again to get a new bunch of pirates and just give it another go. Secondly, if you have the key but the chest is despawned, for example if you loot one but you die to the other pirates, or if you've looted one right on the time when the chest was going to despawn and you don't quite make it in time, the chest despawns. Again, that doesn't waste a map. What you want to do, just delete the key, and then you're going to be able to use the flag again, spawn new pirates, try again. Now, what do we get from the chests? Well, lots of cool stuff. You're going to get high level greens with very good chance of the specifically level 40 greens, and some of those can be worth a lot. Even the bad ones are still nice because they should disenchant well. You're also going to get 14 slot bags. I got 3 bags from 8 chests, but I was pretty lucky. It's actually about a 10% drop chance. You can also get aquamarine, which is nice for the movement speed to boots enchant. You can get various recipes. You're also going to get some silver and some greys in each box. You can also get a self-seer lamp, which has a 2% drop chance from the chests, and it might not be best in slot or anything, but a level 40 rare weapon will still go for quite a bit. So, go try out this farm. It might not have the massively expensive items that are possible from something like Alderman, but it's nice consistent gold, and it's much easier to do. If you liked this, I have plenty more where this came from, so stay tuned. But until next time, bye for now.